Hello, I'm Robert Kiyosaki, and I'm probably best known for the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The second most important book I wrote was this one here. It's called The Cash Flow Quadrant. The cash flow quadrant is this right up here. It's E, S, B, and I. E stands for employee. S stands for small business, self-employed, small entrepreneur, or specialist like a doctor or lawyer. B stands for big business, 500 employees or more, and I stands for professional investor, not passive investors. I don't use mutual funds and IRAs and stocks and that stuff. In the I quadrant is a professional investor. These guys here are the richest people on earth. In 1973, I just returned from Vietnam. My poor dad said to go to school and become an employee. I didn't want to do that. Whereas my rich dad said, if you want to be rich, you have to get to the I quadrant. Both paths required education. Very few people can go from E to I. It is almost impossible. Yet those are the richest people on earth. Donald Trump is in that category. Warren Buffett's in that category. Let's get to the I quadrant. That takes a lot of work, education, and experience. What makes Rich Dad different is that most people go to school, like here, and they go to the E quadrant. They went to school, like my poor dad, they got a job. Then they're trapped. They don't know how to get out of the E quadrant. So the Rich Dad Company was created back in 1997 to create a path for those people who want to go from ES, B, and I if they want to go there. So if you're trapped in the E quadrant or stuck in the S quadrant, we're your company. It is so much easier to use the internet, sports fans. I'm an old guy. I had to run around with quarters in my pockets to try to get to a payphone. You guys now, it's so much easier. So you still have to understand the way different people think and what they know. For example, the person in the E quadrant is extremely different than the person in the S quadrant. The person in the B quadrant is extremely different, very different than the S quadrant, and I is the difference of all. See, when you get to the I quadrant, it's like you making it to the TV program Shark Tank. You're rich, you got money, you know what you're doing, you have experience. You sit there and you listen to people pitch their deals to you. That's when you make it to the I quadrant. With the I quadrant, you don't need money, you don't need anything, because it's all knowledge.